Hello again, Jackson here. Welcome to the channel. Nice to have you as always. Until a few years ago, I was a real Elementor head. That was my weapon of choice. It was by far the best, in my humble opinion, the best page builder out there. If you were a site creator, a low coder, it was just phenomenal and it was free. And, then Elementor Pro came along, which basically took the world by storm. Again, it was the first real rock solid option to have an end-to-end site builder, and it's just gone ballistic. And it is without a shadow of a doubt one of the reasons why WordPress has continued its success story. Because look at these stats here. It's according to this, it's 12.5% or thereabouts of the entire web. It's just insane. So yeah, when people talk about the 43% market share of WordPress, Elementor had a lot to do with getting it to that point. Anyway, when FSE, full site editing, came along, I took that path, but there's still no way I would not recommend Elementor to pure brand newbie DIYers, because the FSE editor still is a bit challenging when you're building sites. Great for just updating and adding content for a client, but for building, it's a bit of a challenge, which is why I always still recommend Elementor for those newbies to the community. So a few months ago, Elementor released a new feature or a new platform called the AI Site Builder, which kind of floated my boat a little bit. I thought, yeah, that sounds interesting. And if you've ever seen Reloom or a product like that, where you interact with AI to find out about the brand, its messaging, its services, its products, it's all this sort of stuff, tone of voice, AI Site Builder does that, apparently. And then once you've got that sorted out, like your brief, through the AI chat, and then you click a button and it will give you a sitemap and also a ton of wireframes. And the kicker is that it will take those wireframes and turn it into an Elementor site in seconds. Well, a couple of minutes. And it appears it's quite remarkable, but is it? So in today's review and tutorial, we're going to look at the Elementor AI Site Builder and we're going to find out, is it any good? Here we go indeed. So here's the URL you want, planner.elementor.com. Couple of options when you hit this page. Start with AI chat or use an AI note taker. Interesting. I'm going to come back to note taker because it is pretty clever stuff, if I'm honest. A couple of caveats on that. We'll talk about that later. Let's start with the AI chat. Launches a chat window. Hi, the first step in your planning your site is creating a brief. A few questions. What is the site's name? Well, we're going to call it Jane's Dog Training. Fire that into there. Okay, it's having a think. Thanks. Next, what is the specific description of your business operation type? For example, dog training, services, pet grooming, dog walking, etc. Now, you've got options here, and that's cool, but I figured that I should probably have AI help me to skip over this, because if I had a real business, of course, I would have about us that I could utilize for this kind of thing. So I actually asked ChatGPT. I said, hey, can you help me with a description for a dog training business? ChatGPT is just kind of like, we'll go, okay, well, we need you to supply this information. I was like, okay, great, here we go. And then we end up with a kind of more in-depth prompt, if you like, to put into the Elementor AI. So I'm just going to copy that and put that in. See what it has to say about that. Great, I understand better now. Next, what services or products do you offer? Well, obedience, puppy training, yeah, all these are quite good. Again, you could use obviously your own services, online dog training, all of the above. Fire that in there. And you see, as we build up this chat, this basic brief has gone from poor brief or rubbish brief, can't remember what it said, and it's gaining traction now. Okay, thanks for detailing your services. Next, what are your key website objectives? So yeah, increase bookings, education, showcase, all of that good stuff. Let's fire that in there. Secondary goals. Well, do we want to build community of dog owners? Probably not. Grow newsletter subscribers? Yep, defo. Expand online presence? Yes, for sure. And of course, these prompts that you're getting, or these examples that you're getting, you obviously can do what I did and use ChatGPT or use your own brand guidelines, brand narrative, brand voice to actually deliver the context if you've got that. So what language are we in? Well, we're in English. Okay, what core features and elements would you want your website to have? Blog to photo galleries, etc. Yeah, all of that. Online courses, why not? FAQs, training videos, yeah, let's stuff it full of great content. See, and now we're on a good brief, and at this point we can select user brief. That wasn't available to us before. And because of that, it's saying, yes, I'm ready to generate the sitemap and the wireframes right now. And if you click yes, I'm ready, your sitemap and wireframe will be created. But I'm going to click not yet just to see where else we go. Understood. We'll continue gathering details to have a comprehensive plan. What tone of voice should your website be? Okay, great. So this is cool. Expert, compassionate, friendly, approachable, professional, supportive. I think expert, compassionate, and patient. That's me all over, is it not? What have we got next? Excellent. To refine your website further, what pages do you want to include on your website? List all the pages you want. Now, I did the same thing with ChatGPT here because I thought, oh, I don't know, can't be bothered. These are all great. But I said, what's a list of pages I should have for a site like this? And it came back with a ton of pages, and I just got it to put them in a comma-separated paragraph like that. So we'll just paste those in. Send that off. Elementor AI, site builder. Okay, thanks for the detail. Please note that all pages must be direct subpages of the homepage and blah, blah, blah. Okay, I think this is, because of course I've run through this before, but it's saying you want to combine bits and pieces and blah, blah, blah. So let's combine programs and services. Let's consolidate puppy corner into blog. Yeah, let's do that. Send that off. Okay, how's our site brief looking? Still on good brief. Next, to enhance your website plan further, what is the age range of your primary audience? Well, it's probably around that. Thank you. Next is, what is the gender? Mainly female, all genders. Thanks for sharing. What core brand colors would you like? That is a good question. I don't know. Let's go green and brown. Fire that in there. A good choice. What tone do we need for our brand? I think rustic and friendly. That's me again, rustic and friendly. Green and brown, rustic and friendly. Okay, thanks for choosing that. Next, do you have any specific integrations for your website? Social media and booking system? Yeah. Payment gateway and email marketing? Why not? All of the above. Let's just throw it all in there. I mean, to be fair, you may have done like a little bit of research by this point. So you kind of know that, you don't need a booking system or don't need a payment gateway or something at this point. But let's just see what happens. Next, do you have any competitor websites you admire or want to? So this would be good. I don't have any competitors, so I'm going to click that. But something that I did mention that throughout all of this, you've got this option, what should I write? So Elementor AI will feed back to you, what should I write? You can answer about, your competitors' websites by, blah, blah, blah. It can kind of prompt you through or help you through the process if you want to keep going, but not sure exactly how to answer stuff. Very, very cool stuff. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Are there any key user experience elements you want to include? Easy navigation mode. Oh, yes, 100%. Live chat, easy navigation, accessibility features, mobile responsive, quick load. Yeah, I mean, that'll do for now. So here we would add some sample websites for, I suppose, vibe examples as opposed to competitors examples. I don't have any for the time being. Do I need hosting? Go on, Elementor. No, I have a hosting provider. It's called Local by Flywheel. Thanks for coming over. Do you require any specific plugins, tools, SEO tools? Yeah, go on. Secure analytics. Yeah, go on. I'm not sure actually at this point. I can't remember if they actually will install these. Thanks for specifying the plugs. We have now collected a comprehensive set of information for your website. So it's saying again, do we want to proceed with using this brief? And we can see we've got a really strong brief here now. It's going right up to nearly all of the green. And I think, yeah, we're ready to go. What happens next? Yes, proceed. So, great. Here's the sitemap coming through. Next, it's going to draft the wireframes. So here's the wireframes, outlines, blah, blah, blah. Would you like help defining the content of any of the specific page? No, finish planning. So this is, if you didn't know where to, define homepage, for example, and it just helps you understand what elements you need in a page. I think this is really cool, proceed with this structure, but I think actually it will do this for you regardless. Do you want any help with other pages? No, not for now. Not for now. Thanks. Okay, I think we are ready to go. No problem. Whenever you are ready to continue, just let me know. Have a great day. So this is the final brief, and we're going to click the button, use this brief. Okay, something's happening. It's generating something. I guess that's the sitemap and the wireframes. Okay. Looks like the sitemap is being generated. There's some content coming in. Let's go to 15%. Yeah, look at all that. That looks like we've got all our pages with actual page structure, mission, about us pages, meet our team. Very cool. Let's have a look on that home page again. Zoom in on that. So header, that'll just be the header menu, etc. Welcome to Dogs Training. Hero section, yeah, nice. Our services, what our clients say. Nice bit of social proof there. Join a newsletter. Probably a bit too soon for a CTA like that. About us, why choose us? Yeah, that's good. And the footer. I mean, as a first go, I think that's pretty cool. Let's have a look at the services page. Comes to training services, tailored training matches, client success stories, stay up to date, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I mean, out of the box, yeah, brilliant. That saved a ton of work, did it not? And we've got the option to look at the wireframe now. Is that working? I think it's still building that. It's building. That looks pretty cool. Okay, all sorts of stuff going on here in the background. I say I've seen this before, but it's pretty bonkers how it's just building it all up just from just that one chat about us service. All the pages now being built out with that. What did I say? Green and brown? I can't remember off the top of my head, but anyway, we can change a little bit of the color palette and stuff like that going forward. So I'm just going to sit here and wait for that to tick over and speed this up. Still finishing the last few bits. Feels like that's kind of done its thing. The rest of any movement now is just kind of like sliders and carousels. Wow, look at that. All those pages. Great. Okay, let's have a little zoom in on what we've got. So this will be the hero section with, you see you've got the text in there. So we want an image behind there, pick our images, etc. And then we've got the services part, testimonials, couple of products, need images for all of that. But of course you'll have those because it's, it's not going to create images for you. You want real proper images for your clients or your own sites. Footers in there. That all looks cool. Now, what we can do here is on this section, we could say, okay, I prefer, something a bit like that or like that or like that. And I think we're going to need more stuff in the footer with more, with loads more links, that kind of thing, and a bit more info. So let's change it to that. And yeah, it changes it for the whole site. So your whole footer and is changed for the whole site. So let's have another look at the other options. And for all the sections, you can, go, okay, well, I don't want that timeline thing here. Let's get a different option, etc., etc. So, I mean, really, really cool stuff. And remember, all this is completely free of charge at the moment. Let's talk about the color palette. I'm going to just quick whiz through these testimonials, services, FAQ. So all these accordions and stuff, I'm assuming will be put in place. Great looking contact us form. Blog looks cool. Bit of a gallery action going on. Ooh, book a session. That looks good with a get in touch form. Assuming that's going to be Elementor forms coming into play there. Yeah, I mean, as a sort of, starting point to actually get busy with. Yeah, super cool. Let's have a look at this color palette. So the color palette is that, and we can go, okay, well, I want to change it to this or this or this. And then you can go into change that to this or that and tweak the color settings as you like them. I'm just going to go back to, I think I quite like that one. Was it that one? That one, kind of nice and lightweight. So you can put a bit of that in there, and then you can do fonts. So, say you want to get the headings as a bit more serify. Yeah, like that. That's a bit more my style, but also choose from whatever you want. So you can do quite a lot of base design stuff here, a bit like what you do in the Elementor settings, actually, if you were building it out from scratch sort of thing. So fonts we're good with. Add your logo, and that's that for now. That's pretty cool. So what do we do with this now? We've got a sitemap. We've got a wireframe, which is actually pretty significantly built out. Well, we can create website. Yes. And then suppose this is the goal, like a bit like that Reloom stuff. If you plumb it into Figma and then get another plugin to get Figma into WordPress sort of thing. But with Elementor, you do it all in one place. You click create website, and you can launch this site on their hosting, which I have demoed, and it works brilliantly. Get a 14-day free trial, no credit card, as it says, needed. But you do need to pay for the Elementor hosting platform at some point. Or you can import your kit to a site. So I've got a site ready to go with this. Let's click continue because we're going to get a full site kit based on this and import it into our empty site essentially. Now you do get this option to sort of plumb in Elementor's sort of auto migration thing, but I'm just going to click download and apply manually. So this is now going to create my site, generating your site on WordPress. On WordPress? Don't know about that. With WordPress. Creating layouts and all this sort of stuff. I'll fast forward this if this takes anything like a ridiculous amount of time. Ooh, we're exporting the site as a zip file. I mean, all in all, very impressive. Very, very, very impressive. For ease of use as much as anything else. Okay, ta-da, your kit's ready. Let's download it and let's see if it works. Okay, let's go. I've got an Elementor site set up here. It's literally got Hello Elementor. It's got Elementor Pro and regular in there. So let us go to Elementor and go to Tools and Website Templates and go Import. We'll drag our little file over. Yes, we are cool with that. Continue. Plugins you already have? Yes. Prepped this. Content, product, custom post types called products. Okay, let's make custom post types for our products. That's pretty cool. All the settings, all the templates, all the content, import. First enable, unfiltered, yes, enable. Okay, this usually takes a few moments. Don't close this window until the process is finished. I'm certainly not going to do that, Elementor. So I will speed this up and let you know if it takes for ages. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's done. Wow, that was quick. We've got templates, we've got site settings, we've got content, 13 pages, 10 menu items, blah, 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 blah. Right, shall we see it live? Moment of truth. Moment of truth. It's loading as a preview. I don't know why we just didn't go to... In fact, let's stop that. Because I've got actually Firefox open with that site on it. Let's see what happens without that preview URL. Okay, so there's one thing that I can immediately see that could be an issue here. Now, clearly, we haven't got a background slideshow going on there. That's not an issue. But you see, we've got the page name here. It does seem to have everything we've asked for. Look, I mean, it does feel like it's the, obviously missing images. I mean, it does feel like it's done what it says on the tin. Pretty remarkable, actually. Obviously, these links aren't working, but you see, it's actually got the real doggy stuff in there, which I think is brilliant. Let's get back up to the other pages, FAQs. Let's see what's happening with that. Okay. Yeah, we've got wow, look at this. Actual real FAQs pertaining to doggy training. There's our central location, additional location. Nice. Blog and resources. So we've got Hello World 1 and 2. And nice. That looks cool. I imagine we probably want to finesse that blog a little bit more when there's some more stuff in there. Gallery, see what our clients say. That might do with a little help. But I think as a sort of starting point, that probably would have taken, if I wasn't yabbering on, probably would have taken, 4 or 5 minutes. What a starting point. And here we've got a shop. There's our products. We need some images in there. Add to cart. Obviously, that hasn't been configured, but assuming we do that, we can immediately start selling stuff, which is pretty mental. And we've got some proof of stuff. We were just missing images, basically. But wow, that all in all, that's absolutely amazing. Now, what I was going to say with this, with this page title thing, if we go back to the back end, got it. How do we get to there we go, there's the dashboard. If we go to pages and we'll just go to that home page, edit with Elementor, and we can skip that. And if we go to site settings and we go to layout, and it says default page layout theme, and we go Elementor full width, save that. And if we go have a look at our front end now, yeah, we can see that now our page title's gone. But yeah, wow, that is pretty darn special. And then we would just add our images, change the text where we need it, put our links in, and we're off to the races. Mental. Put some real testimonials in. Goodness me, absolutely phenomenal. Fair bit of work to do, but pretty good. Now, do you remember that I said there is, if we go back to our starting page, this other option, use a note taker. So what this is, and it's really clever, is that if you were, say, having a meeting on Zoom or Google Meet, you can invite Elementor AI to the meeting, and then it will transcribe it and turn it into some sort of summary stroke brief, and you use that as the starting point rather than just a blank chat situation, which is, and I've seen a couple of other folk demo this, and it's absolutely really very good. I will give that a try at some point, but for now the Elementor AI chat option is just pretty damn good. Want to try AI Site Builder for free? Link is in the description as always. And if you want a bit more WordPress action, try this for your next video. But until next time, I shall see you later.